Hi, everybody. I am here with Paul Gutteridge, Caversham United chairman. It says there on his screen for those of you watching this. Some of you will be listening to this, which is great. We've come a long way, Paul, since the last time I saw you in person. And we did this face to face, in fact, however many years ago that was now.
We did.
Things have changed. We can do these over computer screens now, which in theory should make it easier. I'm also glad we've got the memo and are matching shirts.
Exactly. Right for the occasion.
Indeed. We'll talk about what we are here to talk about in just a minute. But obviously, Caversham United reserves had a pretty fantastic result at the weekend, 6-1 to reach the John Lusted Cup final, which is no mean feat. Any cup competition, reaching the final of any cup competition is no mean feat. If you win, will you be dancing like no one is watching?
Well, it's got to be an open-top bus parade round the streets of Caversham, hasn't it?
Surely, yeah, surely. I mean, there is an open-top bus available from Reading Buses, so I'm sure we've gone down that. We've tried to go down that route before, but it's certainly there, waiting for. I mean, so you wouldn't be against an open-top bus. You're very much like, if you win, you celebrate, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to him, it's the first season we've had the reserve team. Started up in the summer, brought in a whole load of new players. Ex-Calcott player who we beat in the semi-final, Nev Swift, has taken over the reins as manager of the reserves, and they had a really good result on the weekend. So it was really good to get down there and see it all take place.
Was there a bit of a crowd?
There was a decent number of people down. The league had set it up quite well in having both semi-finals on pitches next to each other.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So it's hard to get an exact number for the spectators because quite a few went in the middle and were kind of watching across both games. But I had a walk round at one point and I counted at least kind of I think it was 95 that were watching our game at that point. So yeah, we can claim that's not including any of the subs or dogs.
Which count?
Big numbers.
Which do count. They all count. I wonder how a ground hopper deals with that. Which game are they ticking? Are they ticking both? Does it count as one pitch, two pitch? What? I don't even want to go down there. I do have one other question which did come up in our Twitter coverage of it. What was in the wheelbarrow?
Ooh, what was in the wheelbarrow? That is a very good question. I think, judging from the scoreline, it might have been Calcutt's back four, but
oh, it's okay. I'm not going to give them right of reply because we're not proper media.
Excellent.
I assumed it was tins of Phantom Brew, but it may well not have been by the sounds of things.
It wasn't. We did reach out to Phantom, but the main protagonists there were away this weekend, unfortunately. So we couldn't make it happen this time. But thankfully, we've got another occasion on the 21st of May to look forward to instead.
So there we go. Do you know where that's going to be?
So that will be at Reading City's ground down Scowers Lane.
Oh, okay. Lovely.
11 o'clock Sunday morning kickoff. So there you go. There's a plug 2 months in advance, 3 months in advance.
Get it in the diary, and I presume the fundraising will continue towards your total. Where are you up to just at this time?
So I think the latest on the fundraiser was just under £300, and we had a £50 charity bet with Calcutta, with the loser donating £50 towards that tally. So waiting to see that one come in.
Well, you've got to let them lick their wounds first, and then exactly. I'm sure they'll be forthcoming.
Well, the worst thing for them is the two teams face each other again on Sunday in the league.
Oh, no.
Typical.
That's always just the way, isn't it? They always end up back to back for either on purpose or by coincidence. It doesn't matter. It always happens. Right, what we are here to talk about, though, is the, I'm going to say, world famous Caversham United kit competition, the 5th kit that people can possibly design for Caversham United. You and I are wearing the very first kit that was designed. Who was that designed by?
That was designed by a chap named Jack Venice, who I think worked for EA or FIFA
Oh
at the
wow,
time.
okay.
Well, for the video game FIFA anyway. So yeah, he set a decent bar for future renewals of the competition, I feel.
So and then obviously it went on, and you did an away kit. You did a second home kit, which was the sort of the river, with a lot of theme of the River Thames, or was it the Kennet? I don't know. I can't remember which one is which.
It's the Thames. Where do you think Caversham is? Come on, Tom.
I mean, I don't go over that side of the city, over that side of town anymore. It's just too far away these days. I'm very much Burfield born and bred these days. So
Oh, I won't have that B word mentioned around these parts.
Um, so obviously, yeah. So we had the most recent away kit, and that was designed last year. So it's a competition that is quite well established.
Hmm.
How many entry? I presume you get more and more entries each year that you do it.
Yeah, it tends to be the case. I think last renewal we had around 150 different designs to chew through. So a pretty decent mark.
Do you have one of last season's to hand?
One of the shirts.
Yes.
Ooh, bear with me.
I should have
Oh,
prepped you for this.
all right, let's see what we can find in this box of tricks. I don't actually know if I do, to be fair. I think I might have worn that last week. Yeah,
Fair enough.
struggling on that one, but yes, it was. It went down really well, that kit, actually.
It looks great. It looks really, really good. Who designed that one?
So this was the away kit from last year, did you say?
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
So this was designed by. Now you're testing me. It was I can't remember his name off the top of my head. A chap from the Netherlands,
Oh right.
Casper van Bruggen. That's it. So a winner from the Netherlands this time. The year before that, the Wave kit, the designer was from Turkey. The one before that was from France, and Jack was from England. So we've had quite a mix of. Well, you said it was a global competition.
Yeah.
We've certainly got Europe ticked off.
Yes, I think so. So, and talk me through how you choose them. I presume it's a social media vote, if I remember rightly. It goes down to. Do you put all 150 up, or do you whittle it down first?
So I guess for those that aren't aware of the competition, we open it up for normally 2 or 3 weeks to the public to enter their designs. We get quite a range of entrants and various kind of backgrounds entering. And once that submission deadline's hit, what we do is we sit down with kind of members from each of the teams at the club. So last time we did it, it was a couple of us from the men's team and a few of the women's team. This year we'll obviously have some of our now famous reserve team in as well. And between that panel, they will pick a top 32. And that's when we go to the public vote. And from there, it's a bit of a free for all.
Do you tend to have a favourite yourself? Has your favourite one been made yet?
Yes, I'm gonna. Well, this one I'm wearing was actually my favourite, one of the original entries.
Mm,
So that started things off on a good note. And I mean the designs that have come out on top so far, I can't complain with any of them, to be honest. But the wave kit's particularly growing on me. We've played a lot of games in that kit as well, so I'm used to seeing that one around.
yeah.
And we've actually managed to sell quite a few of those as well, which is great for the club and raising our profile as well.
Yeah, because I was going to come on to that in a moment, because obviously
Mm.
there's a certain amount of sales that you guys do off the back of it. But so obviously the kits are popular. The kits come through. It comes down to a vote, and obviously, I mean, what are we talking about? Are we talking about hundreds of votes, thousands of votes?
Definitely up there in the tens of thousands. I think across one of the previous competitions, we hit over 100,000 total votes across the full load of rounds. So yeah, a decent number of people tend to get involved in this really, and like I said, you get a mix of people entering, and some of the accounts that enter have a decent follower base in the kind of kit, the football kit
Yeah.
space. So we get a lot of interest from it really.
And it obviously it all adds up into increasing the profile of Caversham United, increasing your followers. Is it even is it even much of a challenge anymore to kind of keep that social media following ticking over? I feel like perhaps you don't go as all out as you used to. I like maybe you don't perhaps it sort of ticks over and looks after itself now. Is that sort of fair? Like previously you would put up there'd be a lot of kind of engage, and this is social media chat now, so apologies everyone. It's not kit chat. um, I feel like maybe you don't necessarily put up all the sort of engagement posts that perhaps you used to as much anymore. Are you finally a football club again?
Yes and no. I mean, being the social media manager and trying to sort out three teams certainly keeps me busy. So I think
Yeah.
it's kind of a natural sort of thing of that. And running social media account for 4 years, I'm starting to run out of ideas now. But luckily, the teams tend to provide some content of their own via normally the stupid stuff that they manage to do over a weekend. So yeah, maybe less posts, but we've still got a decent following, and it continues to go upwards.
That's excellent. I mean, it must be. Speaking as someone who has a Twitter account which has about a third of the followers that you do, despite covering more clubs than you do, you've got three. We've got 16 to 20, and yeah. Anyway, I'm not bitter at all about any of that. Just we there was also one additional shirt which is hung up behind you, and we do in fact at Football in Berkshire have one of those shirts which we will auction off at the next best opportunity.
Ooh,
I've got one in a bag somewhere behind me. There's a whole pile of stuff that I'm obscuring that is behind me, and one of those piles is one of the special edition Caversham United shirts, which as I say, we will auction off. The one hanging up, yes, that side. um, so yeah, and that one was just purely for that was by your striker Joe, if I remember rightly, wasn't it? And it was auctioned off. They were sold to raise money for mental health charities.
yeah, exactly. So Joe shared his story in recent years about how he really struggled with his mental health to the point of attempted suicide, which no one at the club sort of knew was going on, and which is quite often the case with
Yeah,
a lot of people that struggle from mental health. And he wanted to share his story to raise awareness, and as part of that, we kind of let him loose on designing a kit, working with Phantom as well, working with their designer, and created the kit you can see behind me. And I think to date so we donated all the profits that were made from any sales on those shirts, and I think we're just shy of £2,000
wow.
on those now for Sport in Mind.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
yeah, a really great effort from Joe and Phantom and everyone involved.
Indeed, I should add that when I say we're going to raffle it off, we are going to raffle it off, and the profits that we make from that we'll give to you, and then you can give to the charity as well. So
Amazing.
that'll be we'll do that when you haven't got your latest last ever sale going on. We'll do that in between, and we'll get that out. So
This sounds like an ideal moment for a plug, actually. Nice one.
go for it. Yeah.
Um,
Well, there we go. There we go.
So we mentioned about the infamous, let's say, Wave kit. So our previous, well, our existing home kit, which is soon to be replaced by the winner of the new kit competition. That is on sale now for the last time ever. I've
Ever
just seen
ever.
an order come through since we've been on this chat. So there's still people out there who want them. But yes, ever, last time. Once this is done, that closes on Sunday night. So if you do want that kit, you have 5 days to get it. End of.
This will be out on Friday, so you'll have 2 days. Just
There
saying,
you
just
go.
saying out loud. Yeah, 2 days.
2 days is plenty of time
That's
still.
loads of time. Where do people go to get that? I'll stick the details and the information and the details of the podcast and on our YouTube channel as well. But where just say it out loud where people go to buy their kits.
Yeah, so that's cavershamunited.com/shop.
Oh, that was easy. Okay. I don't know.
I
I
even
was
got my
expecting
slash
more.
the right way around there.
I enjoy it. Yes, it's always good. On that sort of sales of kits, like it is utterly mad that there are people walking around on, I think, most continents of this earth wearing a Reading and District Sunday League football club shirt. That's weird. Like Paul, that's level with me. That's weird, right?
When you put it like that, yeah, that
Like
is.
you, by all means, walk around in your Man United shirt, your Tottenham Hotspur knockoff shirt that you got from a dodgy stall in wherever it is. But a
They're from dodgy
genuine.
internet sites these days, Tom.
Yeah.
Keep up.
Sorry. I mean, I only buy my shirts from cardboard boxes in football clubhouses these days for a fiver. So, because that's all I can afford. This football in Berkshire isn't paying, so it makes it really difficult. No, I find it. Like I've worn this shirt out around Burfield, and I expect to get egged. It's
Ooh,
it's
yeah.
not. It doesn't go. It doesn't go down well. I get kids laughing at me. But it's like who cares? Who cares? But no. All I will say, I guess it's weird, but it's also fundamentally astonishing that you've achieved. Like for example, there must be Americans have brought this shirt and are wearing it around their United States of America town and cities.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
it's it's bizarre, and that's got to be something you've got to be quite proud of.
Absolutely. And I think when I last checked, we had sent shirts to, I think it was 28 or 29 different countries.
Wow.
Um, yeah, definitely a load in the States, Canada. Um, there's some in South America. There's all over Europe. A couple gone down to Australia as well. So we're ticking off the continent. I haven't
It's
seen any penguins in them yet, though.
that's slightly disappointing. You've got, Antarctica, somewhere icy. There's got to happen. So at some point,
There
um,
you go.
who I suppose we should probably just plug the lovely companies that make these kits for you. Who is the current manufacturer? Because I know you've had a couple of different manufacturers. Have you who's going to be working on this latest one?
So the latest one remains through Hope and Glory Sportswear.
Mhm.
So they've made the previous three kits and the charity Phantom kit behind me. So this is their fourth kind of playing kit for us, and
Mm.
obviously kitting out three teams this time. So keeping them ticking over nicely.
I mean, I suppose this could well be the shirt that they're obviously sending these. That there must be quite something for them as well. I mean, I don't know how big a business they are, but it must be quite an impressive thing for them as well to be sending these all over the world.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they certainly kit out more well-known teams than us,
Mm,
and some kind of Saturday sort of non-league teams that play within the pyramid, and like the new coming of Bury and teams like that.
mhm.
So they certainly have teams that do well, but I guess we probably punch above our weight a little bit
Yeah,
in that field.
just a bit, I suspect. Just one, I suppose, a random number to pluck from there? Do you know
Mm.
how many shirts you've sold
In total.
outside of kitting your own team? Yeah, in total.
Off the top of my head, I'd say we've got to be. It's in the hundreds, for
Mm,
sure. I'd say we'd probably be somewhere around 400 to 500, maybe.
amazing.
So yeah, it's gone remarkably well, and like I said before, quite a few of those we've donated all the profits made from. We did that with the the Sport in Mind charity shirt, we've also did that with some of the previous away kits for Balls to Cancer. So it's what I've always said, Tom. We try to use our platform to do a bit of good as well.
Yeah.
So that's just part of our ethos, I guess.
It's absolutely lovely. I mean, at the end of the day, you're a bunch of guys and a bunch of women who get down and play 11-a-side football once a week. It's really great that you are back playing football. I know we joked at times about the entire lack of football played by Caversham United FC, but
Yes.
it's great to see you guys back playing again. And long may you guys continue to help and support charities. The only thing I will say, Paul, is I do hope you will buy our shirt when we produce our Football in Berkshire shirt in the summer. We're going into the shirt game. We are due to play a charity challenge match against as a group of sort of writers and podcasters and stuff. We're due to play a charity match with our as a group against the Proud Royals team, who
Excellent.
and I suspect, I'm not sure where we're going to play. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but we have commissioned Monarch to create a shirt, and they've created a really nice shirt for us. So if there's interest, we may well try and sell some of those as well. So we'll see.
Excellent. I did see that Monarch have submitted a design into our kit competition, but
Have they?
Unsurprisingly, they used their own branding rather than Hope and Glories. Blame them. So it's a pretty nice design, to be fair.
Were they to win, would they have to? I presume they can't. You can't change. If they won, it would have to be produced by Hope and Glory, I presume. Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, I don't officially have any paperwork or anything to say that, but hey, let's see how things go. They're no doubt going to have a whole host of cracking designs to beat their way through. So it's no mean feat winning the kit competition.
Yeah, that is absolutely clear. Especially if there's 150. I'd imagine you'd have over 150 this time. As the club keeps growing. So, and this is your prime. This is your premier number one kit that you're going to be wearing for 2 years most of the time. So, there's a lot of pressure there as well to come up with something that really does stand out.
That's it, and it's got to be one that kind of feels like a good fit for the club as well. So, although we have no say in the overall winner, we do have a say in what could be the overall winner by that initial selection process.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think we've already had over 50 designs come in since we launched last Thursday. So,
yeah,
that's 4-5 days. So, yeah, there's going to be a mammoth pub session needed to sort through all of these, I'd say.
Well, I look forward to seeing what happens, Paul, and how this all unfolds, and obviously the unveiling of the new kit. And if you do need someone to model outside of your own organisation, do not hesitate to pick up the phone.
Do you?
Yes. Oh no, just any. No, just yeah. Look me up. I'll be there. I'll be there, mate. Paul, it was really great speaking to you. Would you just let everybody know where they can find out about Caversham United? Your primary space, I guess, is Twitter, but there's a few other spaces as well.
Yeah, nail on the head. At Caversham United on Twitter is where we do most of our best work. You can find us on Instagram as well, and we do have a website, but that's quite out of date now, so I'm not going to plug that too heavy, other than the club shop to get that kit.
Fair enough. Paul Guttridge, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.